Hello and welcome to another review at Movie Mash. We won't do that again. Hello and welcome to another review at Movie Mash. But today it's more of a recommendation than a review. I'm going to summarize over some movies that I think are personally great for Halloween season. There is many great Halloween movies out there, but I feel only a certain amount fit the Halloween spirit, and these are my 5.
Number 5.
So, to start off, he's only looking for attention. As soon as you say Halloween, his ugly head pops up. He's gone. It didn't mean that it's going to be in the list anyway, so I don't know what he's hanging around for. So, to start off, Creepshow. Creepshow is a George A. Romero directed movie. Most of you will know he directed the Night of the Living Dead series. It was written by the great Stephen King, so we're on to a good start here, right? Starring Stephen King himself, Leslie Nielsen, Ted Danson, Ed Harris and Tom Atkins, and more about him in a minute. So Creepshow is an anthology movie with 5 creepy, horrific tales of horror. Number 1 being called Father's Day, number 2 is called The Lonesome Death of Geordie Verrill, number 3, Something to Tide You Over, number 4, The Crate, and number 5, They Are Creeping Up on You. I said I wouldn't do that again, sorry. Last time. These are great fun horror tales with loads of great jump scares, great practical effects, and lots of fun. And I highly recommend it for your night of Halloween viewing. Plus you get to see Ed Harris shake his stuff. Yeah, very good, but can you do the electric boogaloo? Recognize. So moving along to my next. What the hell? You may not even be on this list, so go. Sorry. Before we move on, I want to speak about an actor called Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins appeared in many horror films throughout the 80s and 90s and never really got any recognition for his awesomeness. So this is a shout to you, Mr. Atkins.
Tom Atkins, ladies man, action man, and with a moustache that makes Tom Selleck and Burt Reynolds fall to their knees. Oh yeah.
Number 4.
So anyway, moving along. Really? I'm not going to say it just because you're here. I'm not going to say it just because you're here. If you're going to hang around, do something useful, please. Oh, okay, thanks. So, moving along to number 4 finally. 1980s The Fog classic, written and directed by John Carpenter, starring Jamie Lee Curtis and
Tom Atkins, ladies man, action man, and with a moustache that makes Tom Selleck and Burt Reynolds fall to their knees. Oh yeah.
Yes, Tom Atkins. So it's a spooky tale about dead sailors coming back to the town after 100 years on the 100th anniversary of the town's founding to claim back what belongs to them. And they're brought in by this mysterious fog, and it looks creepy. The visual effects and the practical effects and the sound effects are really good on this. It's such a creepy movie. I recommend it for the night. You have to see it, and if you haven't seen it already, check it out any time of the year.
Number 3.
Next on the list is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, written by the great John Carpenter again, and directed this time by Tommy Lee Wallace, and starring
Tom Atkins, ladies man, action man, and with a moustache that makes Tom Selleck and Burt Reynolds fall to their knees. Oh yeah.
Tom Atkins. So this story is about a big, massive corporation that make Halloween masks, and they're advertising this on TV with this crazy commercial. And they're promising if you wear the mask on the night of Halloween while watching the commercial, there'll be a great giveaway. So the whole world of children can't wait for this night. The doctor, played by Tom Atkins, has uncovered a plot by these corporation that it's something to do with witchcraft, using modern technology to kill all the children of America and anyone else in the household with them while watching it. It's a bit goofy at times, but sometimes it's really ahead of its time. This film, there's a lot to say about it, and I'd like to do a full review on this one day. But what I will say is it's eerie, it's got the Halloween spirit in it, and it's so good. And it must be part of your Halloween to watch list. The sad part about this movie is it didn't do well at the box office because the name Halloween, people expected to see Michael Myers. I don't say that too loud. But the problem is that he wasn't in it, it flopped. And John Carpenter said, had this film done well, there would have been many others like it every year after. But we'll never know, and it's a shame.
Number 2.
So next up, number 2. He's getting impatient. I might not say it. You can wait all you want. Number 2, Trick or Treat, 2007. Trick or Treat is written by Bryan Singer and directed by Michael Dougherty. It's got a list of stars in it that you may recognise from other movies. It's an anthology movie with 5 different tales going on in the same neighbourhood on Halloween night. It's got serial killers, it's got vampires, it's got werewolves, it's got zombies, and it's got a little creature-like child called Sackboy who's there to make sure the rules of Halloween are followed. Let me tell you about this movie. It is great. It is so good. It's what you need for Halloween. It really captures the spirit of Halloween. It's got great humour, great kills, great ghosts, great effects, great everything. It's a cross between Goosebumps, Halloween and Creepshow. This film is definitely highly on my list to watch on Halloween. This is a must-see. Make sure you watch it.
Number 1.
Yes, at number 1, yes, it's 1978's Halloween. Are you happy now? Oh, he's gone. Right, after all that. Okay, so anyway, written and directed by the great John Carpenter and done the iconic theme tune that everyone knows. Actually, is it a coincidence that most of the films on this list have something to do with him or he directed it? Nah, I don't think so. Starring Tom Atkins.
Tom Atkins.
No, he's not in this one. So Halloween is about a killer child who's sent to a mental institute and grows up there under the care of Dr. Loomis. On Halloween, he escapes and goes back to his old neighborhood to create havoc and kill mostly teenagers. The kills are quite brutal and quite graphic, but he comes undone when he comes up against, yes, Scream Queen herself, Jamie Lee Curtis, who fights back. There's been many slasher movies after Halloween, but none of them capture the spirit or the evil or the eeriness of this movie. He's cold-hearted, he's faceless, he's soulless. There's no reasoning with him, there's no reason for him to doing it. Donald Pleasant adds a lot to this film for his little role in it. He gives you a little bit of depth for what's going on in his mind. Mostly is pure evil. He can't come to the conclusion that everything he's been through has to be pure evil. A lot of movies after this give you a little bit of backstory, but I quite like not knowing why and what's his problem, what's going through his head. Jamie Lee Curtis was crowned the Scream Queen after this movie. When it comes to slasher movies, I actually think Psycho was the first actual slasher movie, ironically starring Jamie Lee Curtis' mum in the shower scene, Janet Leigh. Bottom line, this is a slasher film like no other. It's like lightning in a bottle. This film was great, and you have to watch it hand in hand. It goes without saying, must see on Halloween. That's my number 1 spot. Sorry, Jason, not in this category. I'm really sorry. Maybe in another. Your films are great, but I don't think you fit Halloween. Sorry. They're not bad for it, Michael. Thanks. I feel bad. So, do you like my list, or do you think there's movies that would be better or more suiting? Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe and like. But for now, and until next time. Hey, alright Tom Atkins, how are you? Yeah, I am watching it.
Stop it, please, for God's sake, please stop it. There's no more
What?
time. You've got to, please, stop it. Stop it now. Turn it off. Turn it off. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Tom Askins, ladies man, action man, and with a mustache that makes Tom Selleck and Burt Reynolds fall to their knees. Oh yeah.